For teachers and students, learning is the focus of everything we do. We want to learn and remember content and information long term. In this video, I'll teach you 3 strategies that you can use for long-lasting learning. While students and teachers try to focus on learning, for most of us, that focus is actually a bit misguided. That is, while we want to learn, the strategies that teachers often encourage and that students often use is simply ineffective for long-lasting learning, leading to frustration and failure. So settle in, and for the next few minutes, we'll dig into what learning is and 3 strategies that you can start using immediately to improve your learning. You might ask yourself, what is learning? How is learning different from simply accessing material? Is going to class the same as learning? Is doing homework learning? When teachers and cognitive psychologists talk about learning, they're talking about acquiring new knowledge or skills and then being able to recall and then use that new information or skill in the future. Effective learning means we have to learn how to study in addition to what to study. This presentation will outline several effective strategies for learning and retention. We'll focus on 3 strategies identified by cognitive psychologists as highly effective for promoting long-term learning: retrieval practice, spaced retrieval, and interleaving. Retrieval practice involves attempting to recall information. There are multiple ways to do this, such as flashcards, writing down information remembered, practice tests, quizzes. Retrieval practice encourages long-lasting learning by getting students to pull the information from their memories. Studies have shown that retrieval practice yields more than restudying. When we retrieve information, our memory of that content or experience or the process is not only strengthened, we can improve our comprehension. And we can more strongly connect retrieved information to other ideas and concepts. When students retrieve information, it strengthens neural patterns and adds to the permanence of long-term memories. Furthermore, retrieval practice can improve not just memories of information, but also the complex skills involved in accessing, organizing, and applying knowledge to known and unknown contexts. How can students implement retrieval practice? Creating and taking practice quizzes and tests is an easy way to engage in retrieval practice, but other strategies work. Students can try creating and using flashcards, but be sure to really work to retrieve information completely rather than just flipping the card as soon as it feels challenging. Students can also try to recall on things learned through readings or discussed in class. For example, students can try to complete a graphic organizer or a concept map from a previous class period or reading. Students can also try to do a brain dump and write down as many things as you can remember about specific topics. Answer the chapter questions in your class text, or make and take the practice exams, quizzing yourself or even someone else. Our second strategy is spaced practice. Spacing is when we engage in retrieval practice multiple times over a period of time. That is, we spread out study opportunities over time rather than cramming all the practice in one study session. Planning for multiple shorter sessions rather than one long session just before the exam allows students to focus on smaller chunks of material and add depth to each session, and also review materials previously studied. This gives you more opportunities to be exposed to the content. Furthermore, putting space between sessions allows the brain to get close to forgetting, which means we have to put more effort into retrieval. How can you implement spaced practice? Review the course calendar or the syllabus carefully and plan backward from the exam dates. Research has shown that the optimal amount of spacing for long-term learning is 1 to 10. That is, to remember information for 30 days, retrieval practice should be spaced every 3 days. And to remember information for 200 days, space your retrieval for every 20 days. Our third strategy is interleaving. Interleaving means mixing up related content, concepts, and ideas. That is, when we study using this practice, we switch between different topics that we've learned. Interleaving improves our ability to differentiate between concepts and strengthen our memory associations, thus making it faster and easier for us to retrieve the information in the future. This rearrangement of the order of the content of study, not changes to the content, just the order, can double student learning. How can you implement interleaving? Interleaving practice improves learning by mixing up closely related topics, encouraging discrimination between similarities and differences, so it's important to plan spaced practices this way. Instead of studying one topic at a time, switch between topics over the course of each study session in your spaced practice session. This is challenging because you're forced to retrieve for each topic and progress may feel slow compared to cramming, but this practice presents another desirable difficulty that improves long-lasting learning. In summary, learning is more than cramming to perform well on a single test. When talking about learning, we mean acquiring those new skills and then using that information in the future. We can use retrieval practice, spaced practice, or interleaving practice to do this, because this will improve our comprehension and help us connect new learning to existing knowledge, strengthening our neural patterns and adding to the permanence of our long-term learning and memories. So let's get started. You can learn more about these strategies by checking out these resources.